Alright YouTube, today we'll be reviewing the Zalman's newest 120mm CPU cooler, the cnps10x Extreme. This CPU cooler sort of varies from Zalman's older designs, that in being that it's not a copper tunnel function, so stay tuned. We'll be checking out some features of this newest Zalman cooler. Okay, in the box with the Zalman cnps10x Extreme comes the cooler itself, 1366 mounting bracket, LGA socket 775 mounting bracket, LGA 775 backplate, AM2, AM3, and a few other AMD socket clip, thermal compound, case badge, double-sided tape, and all hardware necessary for mounting the cnps10x Extreme to the motherboard. Fan extension cable for the PWM fan controller, and user's manual. Some key features about this fan is that, like I mentioned earlier, it is not like any Zalman cooler we have seen before, in which fact it is all nickel, all the heat pipes in the base, which is a mirror finish, which allows excellent contact to the CPU for maximum thermal heat spreading. It is the heat pipes in the base are all solid copper, but they are nickel plated, which we would see on not too many of the Zalman previous products. Fins are totally aluminum, and it weighs nearly 1,000 grams. This is a very, very heavy cooler, so when transporting the case you must be careful so that you don't damage your motherboard or any other hardware. Another feature about this cooler would be this little remote right here. It has 3 modes, and when set on auto it can be adjusted with this little knob right here, and the product does come with double-sided tape if you so wish to mount it on the back of the case using the fan controller extension, which plugs in here and in here, or you can just leave it in and have it on whatever mode you please. Okay, so there is a total of, let's see, we have 5 heat pipes all together in a U-shaped pattern. This is a very, very heavy air cooler, but it looks extremely promising. This is a 120mm PWM fan. For those older motherboards that don't have a 4-pin CPU fan header, this wouldn't be necessarily a fan of your choice, but it is a 4-pin connector, 2-ball bearing LED fan. Okay. Alright, so that's pretty much the fan itself. If there's any other questions, feel free to let me know. I'll be replacing my older Cooler Master Hyper N520 with this, and we'll do some benchmarks and throw some temperatures up. Alright, thanks for watching. Installation of the Zalman cnps10x Extreme is fairly simple. First, for instance, on the LGA 776 socket, you will install the retention bracket, the LGA 775 backplate, which is on the bottom. Apply your thermal grease, thermal compound, whatever you want to call it. Spread it on however you may choose, either the line method, the dot method, or spread it totally evenly throughout the thing. But less is more when it comes to thermal grease. Remember that. Okay? So I won't be videotaping the installation of the thermal compound or the cooler itself. I will finish up with a video of the cooler itself mounted on the EVGA 750i SLI for the Win Edition motherboard. Alright, so Zalman cnps10x Extreme is now finished with the installation onto my 750i SLI for the Win Edition motherboard. And now the motherboard is ready to be dropped back in to the case, and we'll run some benchmarks. Okay, so the Zalman cnps10x Extreme is now finished, installed in my case. This fan isn't that loud. I keep it on 100% because I'm picky about heat. But you can hardly hear it over the case fans itself. I just finished running a 30-minute test on Prime 95. So I had that going on my main monitor. Then on the secondary monitor I had the temperatures going. Now here's real temp, showing the minimum at 36 degrees. I live in Arizona though, so that's nothing bad at all. And maximum of 52 degrees. And I am overclocked on a Core 2 Duo E8500 at 3.8 gigahertz. So it is a pretty high overclock, especially for air cooling. So okay, that just about wraps up my review on the Zalman cnps10x Extreme.